Do you ever feel like you have the perfect sentence in your mind, but it vanishes the moment you try to speak? You are not alone. Many learners spend years mastering grammar drills, yet remain terrified of real conversation. But here is the truth. Fluency isn't about memorizing more rules. It's about training your muscles and shifting your mindset. In this video, we are moving beyond traditional study methods. I'm sharing 10 actionable habits that will silence your inner critic and turn you into a confident speaker. If you're ready to stop translating and start communicating, let's begin your transformation right now. Tip 1. Speak immediately. Do not wait for perfection. The greatest enemy of fluency is the phrase, "I am not ready yet." Many students trap themselves in a cycle of passive learning, consuming endless vocabulary lists and grammar rules, hoping that one day they will wake up fluent. But fluency is not a theory. It is a practice. You cannot learn to ride a bicycle by simply studying the laws of physics. You must get on the bike and pedal, even if you wobble and fall. It is exactly the same with English. Your new strategy starts right now. Do not wait for a teacher or a speaking partner. Be your own partner. As you go through your day, narrate your simple actions. When you are making coffee, say aloud, "I am pouring the hot water." When you walk to the bus, say, "The weather is beautiful today." Forget about complex grammar for now. Your goal is not to be correct. Your goal is to be comfortable with the sound of your own voice in English. Accept that mistakes are simply proof that you are trying. Silence keeps you safe, but speaking makes you strong. Break the silence today. Tip 2. Train your muscles. Stop relying only on your memory. We often make a dangerous assumption. We think that if we understand English, we can speak it. But how many times have you understood a movie perfectly, yet felt your tongue freeze? When you tried to say a simple sentence, I have been there, and I know how frustrating it is. The truth is, speaking is not just an intellectual activity. It is a physical performance. Think of it like playing the piano. You can study sheet music for 10 years, but if your fingers have never touched the keys, you cannot play a song. So, how do we fix this? We must move the English from your brain down to your mouth. Start using a technique I call the actor's echo. Find a short audio clip of a speaker you admire. Listen to one phrase, pause it, and then repeat it. But here's the secret. Do not just say the words. Mimic the emotion, the speed, and the melody. Be an actor. If they laugh, you laugh. If they speak fast, you speak fast. Do this for 5 minutes every day. You are not just learning vocabulary, you are physically programming your mouth to feel comfortable with English sounds. Tip 3. Become your own auditor. Measure to master. We often feel like we are walking in circles. You study hard. But do you actually know if you are better today than you were last month? Without data, we are just guessing. I used to rely on my feelings, and my feelings often lied to me, telling me I wasn't making progress. But numbers and recordings do not lie. To succeed, you must stop being a passive student and start being an active manager of your own skills. Think of this like driving a car on a long journey. If you never look at the map or check the mileage, you have no idea if you are closer to your destination. You might be driving in the wrong direction. So, we need to install a GPS for your English. Here's my challenge for you. Establish a Sunday check-in. First, create a voice diary. Every Sunday, record yourself speaking for just 90 seconds about your week. Don't script it. Just talk. Save it with the date. Second, play the active recall game. Pick 5 words you learned this week. Can you explain them to an imaginary friend right now without looking at your notes? If you can't, you haven't truly learned them. When you compare your recording from week 1 to week 12, you won't just hope you are better, you will hear the proof. The pauses will disappear, and the confidence will rise. That evidence is the fuel that keeps you going. When motivation runs low, are you ready to stop guessing and start tracking your success? If you are committed to being your own coach starting today, type yes in the comments below. Let's make this commitment official. Tip 4. Don't study English, live in it. We have talked about speaking and tracking your progress, but here is the trap where most students fall. They treat English like a textbook subject, similar to math or history. They open the book for 30 minutes, study hard, and then close it to return to their real life. But fluency does not happen in a classroom, it happens in the gaps of your day. You cannot be a part-time English speaker and expect full-time results. I want you to make a shift today. English must become the soundtrack of your life. When you are folding laundry or sitting in traffic, don't just let your mind wander. Listen to an English podcast. Change your phone settings to English immediately. Force your brain to navigate technology in a new way. And here's a challenge. Tomorrow morning, instead of scrolling through social media, ask yourself aloud, what is my main goal for today? And answer in English. By weaving the language into your daily routine, you stop translating and start existing in English. Tip 5. Kill the translation layer. Think directly. We have changed your environment in the previous tip, but now we must change your internal processing. The biggest reason you hesitate isn't a lack of vocabulary, it is the translation trap. You hear English, translate it to your native language, create an answer, and translate it back. That delay is exactly why you feel slow and awkward. I used to suffer from this constantly. By the time I translated my answer, the conversation had already moved on. You need to remove that middle step. Start with a technique I call direct labeling. Look around you right now. Don't look at a light and think of the word in your language first. Look at it and immediately think lamp, shoes, sky. Once you master objects, narrate your immediate feelings. Instead of constructing a complex sentence, just think, I am hungry, or it looks like rain. When you stop translating, you stop pausing, and fluency begins to flow. Tip 6. Abandon the lists, master the context. We often treat our brains like a dictionary, stuffing it with hundreds of single words, hoping they will somehow stick. But be honest with yourself. How many of those isolated words do you actually remember a week later? I made this mistake for years. I collected words, but I couldn't communicate. Why? Because words are just ingredients. Sentences are the meal. You cannot feed your fluency with raw ingredients. Here is your new rule. Never learn a word alone. If you want to learn the word grateful, do not just write the definition. Build a home for it. Say aloud, I am so grateful for this sunny weather. Now, you are learning grammar, rhythm, and emotion all at once. without studying a single rule. When you learn in full sentences, you stop sounding like a robot and start sounding like a human. You are not a collector of vocabulary, you are a builder of communication. Start building your masterpiece today, one sentence at a time. Tip 7. Turn your phone into your toughest critic. We all have the fame fear. We hate the sound of our own voice. I used to avoid recording myself because I was terrified of hearing my mistakes. But here is the hard truth. You cannot fix what you cannot hear. When you speak in your head, you sound perfect. But when you hit record, you face reality. This is not about shaming yourself. It is about gathering data. So here is your mission. Create a folder on your phone called the Truth Archive. Once a week, record yourself describing a random photo from your gallery or summarizing a news article you just read. Don't script it, just speak. Save the file and forget about it. When you listen to your first recording, a month later, you will be shocked. You won't just feel different. You will hear the rhythm changes and the clearer pronunciation. Ask yourself this: do you want to guess that you are improving? Or do you want undeniable proof? Stop hiding from your voice. Record it, respect it, and watch it evolve. Tip 8. Stop watching, start performing. We all love binge watching our favorite series on Netflix or YouTube. But here's the harsh reality. Passive consumption is not learning. I used to watch entire seasons of American sitcoms, thinking I was studying, but my mouth remained silent. To truly grow, you must switch from being an audience member to being an actor. I want you to apply the double play rule. Pick a short clip, maybe a TED Talks or a movie scene. The first time, just watch for the story. Enjoy it. But the second time, the real work begins. You are no longer watching, you are mirroring. Pause after every sentence and repeat it exactly. Do not just read the subtitles. Copy the melody, the pauses, and the emotion. If the actor is angry, say it with anger. If they whisper, you whisper. You are programming your brain to accept these sounds as your own. We have now covered 8 powerful tips to unlock your English potential. Which one has resonated with you the most so far? Is it the Sunday check-in? Or maybe thinking in English? Pause for a second, scroll down, and let me know in the comments. I read every single one. Now, let's build your environment. Don't forget, today we are unlocking 10 strategies to master fluency, and here comes tip 9. Build your sanctuary, protect your mind. We often think talent creates success, but I believe environment dictates destiny. Think about it. You cannot grow a tropical flower in the snow, no matter how much you want it. Similarly, you cannot grow fluent if your daily environment is 100% in your native language. I used to struggle because I would study English for an hour, then step back into a world that didn't support my goals. You must become the architect of your own reality. Start with your digital diet. Audit your social media right now. If your feed doesn't educate or inspire you in English, unfollow it. Replace the noise with creators who speak the language you want to master. Next, defend your physical space. Stick a motivational quote on your bathroom mirror, so it is the first thing you read every morning. Most importantly, build a shield against negativity. People might laugh at your accent or say you are trying too hard. Ignore them. Their doubt is not your burden to carry. In your zone, English is the law, and your growth is the only thing that matters. Tip 10. Stop sprinting, start investing. We live in a world of instant gratification where we want everything now. But fluency is the ultimate long-term investment. The reason most people quit is not a lack of talent, it is expectation failure. They study intensely for 2 weeks, see no major change, and declare bankruptcy on their dreams. You must understand that language learning operates on compound interest. 15 minutes of practice today is a small deposit, but over a year, those small deposits create a fortune of fluency. Consistency beats intensity every single time. Finally, make the most critical shift of all. Change your label. Stop telling people, "I am trying to learn English." That phrase contains doubt. Start saying, "I am an English speaker." When you change your identity, your brain stops fighting the process and starts owning it. Don't look for a miracle, look for the small wins. The song you finally understood, or the email you wrote without a dictionary. You are not just learning a subject, you are becoming a new version of yourself. Stay consistent, and the results will be inevitable. Final thought. Forget about being flawless. This journey is not about reaching a finish line where you make 0 mistakes. It is about showing up every day and choosing to be 1% better than yesterday. Remember, English is not just a skill you put on a CV. It is the bridge to your wildest dreams and the microphone for your unique story. Do not let fear silence you anymore. You have the tools, and now you have the mindset. The world is waiting to hear your voice. If you are ready to transform from a silent student into a confident speaker, hit that subscribe button right now. We are just getting started. And I want you with me for the next chapter. Let's make your voice heard.